Greetings to all of you, dear viewers of this channel. Here with you is Dylan Theory, and today we have an interesting topic on our agenda, the Poppy doll. In this video, I want to talk to you about her true essence, who she is, and is she really as good as she seems at first glance? Let's understand this mysterious character together. Is there a possibility that Poppy harbors darker intentions? Initially portrayed as a benevolent character, Poppy appears to align with our goal of confronting the prototype. In Chapter 3, she discloses that the prototype imprisoned her in a glass case, ultimately causing the hour of joy. The timing of our encounter with Poppy in Chapter 1 seems almost too convenient. She presents herself as a steadfast ally, eager to aid us in uncovering the factory's dark history and defeating its malevolent force. However, can we truly trust Poppy's allegiance? Introduced in Chapter 1 as the first interactive doll capable of engaging with children, Poppy is initially found trapped in a gas-filled case, which we liberate her from. In Chapter 2, Poppy expresses her gratitude for our assistance and offers to repay the favor by helping us escape. Her demeanor exudes warmth and sincerity as she expresses her thanks and eagerly offers her assistance. However, upon learning of our victory over Mommy, something in her tone shifts. As we progress, Poppy's demeanor undergoes a transformation, and she adamantly refuses to permit our departure. "You're perfect, too perfect to lose. I'm sorry I can't let you leave," she asserts. This shift in attitude stems from Poppy's realization of our potential to rescue the toys within playtime. Throughout Chapter 3, Poppy exhibits a resolute and goal-oriented demeanor, displaying unwavering determination to vanquish the prototype. However, her stance seems contradictory. While initially proposing an escape plan in Chapter 2, she later deems it unsuitable in Chapter 3. The abrupt change in strategy may be attributed to our encounter with Mommy Longlegs, the second adversary we independently overcome. Witnessing the prototype's macabre collection of limbs to fortify himself prompts a shift in his focus towards us. Consequently, he likely bolstered security measures throughout the factory, heightening the risk associated with attempting to flee. To prevent our escape, it wouldn't be safe to simply leave the premises. Alternatively, Poppy may have altered her narrative, persuading us to remain and confront the prototype. However, it's worth noting that Poppy herself acknowledges contemplating defeating the prototype for an extended period. "Do you know how long I've been stuck in that case?" "Well, too long," she confesses. With ample time for introspection, Poppy could have devised a plan to rectify past wrongs upon her liberation. Is it conceivable that Poppy deceived us, feigning assistance while harboring no intention of aiding our escape? Regardless, it appears that Poppy wields more influence than initially apparent. Consider the note received by the player in Chapter 1, urging the discovery of the flower. Upon locating it, we encounter a painting of a poppy flower encircling a door, behind which Poppy was imprisoned. Evidently, Poppy couldn't have dispatched this missive while confined, suggesting that someone else orchestrated its delivery to lead us to Poppy. It raises questions about how they knew of our survival post, the Hour of Joy, and how they managed to send the letter to us specifically. However, delving into these inquiries is a topic for another video. As for Poppy's motives in wanting to be found, it's plausible they orchestrated this because they recognized her strategic prowess and her potential to devise a plan to confront the prototype from the outset. Consider Chapter 2, where Poppy's demeanor shifts to a more sinister tone reminiscent of a commanding authority issuing directives. "Did you kill her? Good. I'll be the train. We need to leave." Despite her diminutive size, Poppy exerts a dominant presence, establishing her control over our actions. Notably, she appears indifferent to our well-being or our reasons for returning to the factory. While speculative, it's worth noting that even some of the toys seem to acknowledge Poppy's authority. Kissy, for instance, immediately acquiesces after lunging at us, simply because Poppy commands it. Day refers to us as Poppy's angel, implying that we're collaborating with her, albeit in a subordinate role. This paints Poppy as a figure of authority, akin to a deity. Similar to how Catnap reveres the prototype. Of course, the toys aren't erecting shrines to Poppy or supplicating to her for salvation, but Poppy likely commands respect or recognition within the factory due to her perceived authority. However, does this suggest that Poppy is inherently malicious? Could she harbor sinister intentions? Barring the potential for deceitful or condescending dialogue, Poppy hasn't exhibited any overtly malevolent behavior. She hasn't committed any known acts of violence or inflicted intentional harm. Her only adversary appears to be the prototype, whom she deems as evil, an individual solely concerned with self-interest, ultimately leading to a tragic outcome. Can we equate these two characters in terms of their malevolence? Perhaps, if Poppy and the prototype were allied. However, there's no evidence to suggest such collaboration. There isn't much evidence to fully support this notion. Admittedly, Poppy has engaged in actions that may lead us to question her intentions. However, what if these actions are driven by a noble cause? Defeating the prototype is an immensely challenging task. We're confronted with an unknown number of formidable minions. Tall, agile, swift, ferocious, and downright terrifying. The extent of the prototype's following remains a mystery. Additionally, we must consider Poppy's diminutive and delicate stature, coupled with her advanced age. Created around 1950, with Chapter 3 confirming the present date as 2005, there's a significant 55-year gap. Unlike the prototype, Poppy hasn't resorted to amassing toys to bolster her strength. She's acutely aware of her physical limitations compared to Subject 1. However, her intellect may serve as a formidable asset. Consider how she's portrayed in her commercial. You are about to witness the most remarkable doll ever created. Her name is Poppy, and she is the first truly sentient doll in the world. A child can converse with her, and Poppy will respond. She's not just a doll. Having the ability to engage in conversation with a child might seem like a stretch, given the advanced technology implied, but it does raise a valid point. Poppy is far from unintelligent. The scientists at Playtime Labs invested considerable time, money, and effort into perfecting her intellect. She likely possesses problem-solving abilities, verbal skills, the capacity to formulate plans, and independent thought. If any toy could rival the prototype in intelligence, it would undoubtedly be Poppy. Now, let's consider Poppy's role during the Hour of Joy. After presenting us with the last VHS tape of the game, Poppy recalls, "I remember hearing every moment of it. It went on so long, so agonizingly long. They tried to hide, to run, anything to stay alive. I remember their cries. What's going on? Why is this happening? What are those things? Senseless slaughter, that's all it really was." However, how could Poppy have heard the screams or attempted to flee if she was confined within her glass case? We cannot definitively determine when Poppy was trapped during the Hour of Joy. It's uncertain whether Poppy was trapped before or during the Hour of Joy. If it's the latter scenario, she might have had a chance to flee or conceal herself before being captured. Poppy mentioned having time to contemplate while in her case, indicating some level of consciousness. It's plausible that she could have heard the chaos outside, particularly since some workers were slain nearby. Whatever the actual sequence of events, there's still much we don't understand about Poppy and her role in the factory. Whether she's benevolent or malevolent remains ambiguous. Poppy could be a friend, an antagonist, or perhaps something in between, capable of deception if it serves a greater purpose. Thank you for watching, friends. I hope our discussion of the Poppy doll has been interesting and informative. If you have any thoughts or questions about this topic, feel free to share them in the comments. I look forward to your feedback. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dylan Theory channel so you don't miss new and exciting videos. And give us a like if you enjoyed this discussion. All the best to you, and see you on the channel. See you soon.